Hello, hi, welcome once again to M5's English language learning program, Let's Speak English. I'm Gav Duncan and I'm here on your TV to help you learn English. Now, are you sitting comfortably? Yes? Good. And are you ready for today's lesson? Yes? Good. Okay, well, let's learn English together. And good afternoon to you all. How are you all today? How are you all today? Are you all having a good day? Did your day start well and get better? Was your breakfast a delight of wonderful foods? Was your lunch a masterpiece of things that you like to eat? Did you finish your lunch with a small coffee to aid or help or assist your digestion? Okay, so breakfast calories eaten, lunch calories eaten, coffee drunk. Well, it sounds like you're all ready for the lesson then. Oh, but hang on. What about the other group? What about the group that I'm a member of? The group that's on a diet? Yes, I've decided that all of the kilos that I managed to gain over the Christmas and New Year period, well, all of those kilos make me look fatter than I'd like to look. So, yes, it's come to this. I have to go on a diet. I have to go on a diet, and then, when I'm on my diet, deliberately restricting or limiting the number of calories that I eat and drink, I also have to make sure that I exercise. If you don't exercise when you're on a diet, then your skin turns saggy, like an old shopping bag. And that's not a look I want either. So, for those of you in the same boat as me, we're in the diet boat. We're on a diet. And that means that we have to watch what we eat. We have to take care to make sure that we don't eat the normal number of calories. I went on a diet once, years ago. My doctor friend, Iboya, told me to keep a diary of what I ate every day. I did, and after a week, I went back to see her. When I showed her the diary, she looked at it and said, "Gav, you're consuming about 5,000 kilocalories a day." Okay, now we know that the verb to consume means to eat or to drink or to use. So we can use the verb consume with people and animals, but because the verb also means to use, we can also use this verb with machines. We can say how much petrol a car consumes in 100 kilometers. We can read statistics about how much electricity an oven or a television consumes or uses every hour. We know that hairdryers and electric heaters consume a lot of energy, and so they cost a lot of money when we turn them on. Okay, back to Iboya and the diet. So, my doctor told me that I was consuming about 5,000 kilocalories a day. Okay, I thought, that's not too much, is it? I'm a big bloke, I'm tall, I'm young. 5,000 isn't that bad. But then something happened. I was watching TV and there was a program on the TV about killer whales. There was a young killer whale. I think the man on the TV said that it was an adolescent, a teenager. So this whale was not fully grown. This whale was still growing. This whale was still getting bigger and bigger. And that means that this whale, this young adolescent whale, this one that we're talking about an animal which gains 400 kilos in its first year. This animal, according to the man on the TV, needs about 5,000 calories a day to grow. So that means that I'm eating the same as a killer whale. Yes, it was at this point that I realized that I needed to go on a diet. All right, enough about dieting. That's my problem, not yours. It's Friday, people, so let the Friday feeling begin. Hello, people. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the show. And how do you all feel today? That's something that we'll come back to soon. But until then, well, are you all sitting down? Yes? Good. And I presume that you've all got a cup of coffee or tea or something else. I mean, it's entirely up to you. I like coffee, but you might prefer a soft drink or maybe a glass of fruit juice. Perhaps you're someone who likes carbonated drinks, drinks with bubbles, carbonated drinks, fizzy drinks. Anyway, the point is that you should be relaxing on your sofa or sitting on your chair with a drink of something you like in your hand or close to you, on the table or something. But don't forget to put a coaster like this under the glass or cup. Because if we remember to put a coaster under the cup or glass, we can be sure that we won't damage or harm the piece of furniture underneath. This way, with a coaster, with a small mat under the cup or glass, there won't be a nasty mark like this on the table afterwards. All right, always remember to put a coaster under your drink, otherwise your mum will shout at you! I remember my mum always shouted at us, and now I always remember that was one piece of information that was really drilled into my head. And speaking of drilling information into heads, what's happening with the animals? We haven't heard from Gusti, Margot, and wonderful hairy Nigel for ages, have we? I think we'd better check up on them and see how they're getting along, don't you? And you all know what that means, don't you? Yes, we'll have to speak to Ivan. He's the keeper of the animals when we're having our lessons. He's the man who looks after the animals when we're learning English. He's the man who takes care of the animals when we're discovering new vocabulary and stuff. Ivan and his team, Yuri and the others. They're the people who keep an eye on Gusti, Margot, and our wonderfully hairy, noisy friend Nigel. Ivan, Yuri, and the rest of the team, they're the babysitters. Okay, all right, enough talk about Ivan and the rest of the team. Let's ask them how they're getting on.
Well, yes, Gav. We had a great Christmas and New Year's Eve. The animals got some nice presents from Yuri and the team, and we had a special party on New Year's Eve with the animals. My God, Gusti can really dance. Even Margot woke up for a few minutes. At midnight, Nigel entertained us with some, how do you say, yodeling? Yes, that's it. Nigel yodeled for us. Yuri brought lots of vodka and we all drank too much. It was a good night, but the next morning all of us had hangovers, really bad hangovers.
Oh, blimey! Well, it sounds like Ivan, Yuri, and the rest of the team had a pretty exciting Christmas. And their New Year's Eve party sounds like it was pretty wild too. And speaking about New Year's Eve, how did you all feel on Monday morning? Did you have any problems getting out of bed? Did you feel as though the morning had come too early? Was the alarm clock too early for you? Did you wake up feeling like you were dead? Something like this. Yes, eyes closed. Well, eyes that just won't open. And did you look like that zombie in the picture? Did you look like you were half dead? Was your skin a strange green color? Now we all know what the problem was, don't we? Yes, you partied too hard on New Year's Eve, didn't you? You danced more than usual, perhaps dancing for the first time since Christmas, or for the first time since your wedding several years ago. And why did you dance more than usual? Yes, it was because of the alcohol, wasn't it? Yes, alcohol, the demon drink, the stuff that makes you feel great. Younger, fitter, more attractive, funnier, more attractive, better at dancing, more attractive, and more attractive. Yes, when we drink, we relax, we have more fun, we laugh more, ha! We find it easier to speak to other people. But then, as we all know, we normally drink too much and then we wake up feeling like this. Oops. It looks like Kermit had a bit too much to drink last night, didn't he? Now, let's think about how you felt the morning after New Year's Eve. You felt terrible because you drank too much. Well, more than usual at the party on New Year's Eve. And now, well, who remembers? What is the problem? What is wrong with you now? Who remembers? It was a long while ago, but when we first started to get to know the Benchfields, we learned that Alfredo Benchfield likes a drink. He was always in the pub. And last New Year's Eve, Alfredo and his brother-in-law, Gordon, Alfredo's wife's brother, Gordon Taylor, the receptionist at the Fabuloso Splendido Hotel, well, they had a bit of a party. Do you all remember? Yes, now it's coming back, isn't it? And what was that language again? The language that they were using to talk about how they feel. Yes, that's right. They were using that word we all remember, the word hangover. And do you all remember how to use this word? That's right, of course you do. Hangover is a noun. The noun which means that someone has got a headache and maybe a stomachache because they drank too much alcohol. A hangover is your body's way of telling you that last night you drank too much. So there are various symptoms that we associate with hangovers. And what's a symptom when it's at home? Well, a symptom is something which indicates something. A symptom is something which shows a doctor, for example, that you've got a disease. If the doctor thinks that you're a zombie, then the doctor will look for symptoms, signs to confirm that you are a zombie. You know, no pulse, bad breath, I mean, really bad breath, staring, dead eyes, a desire to eat people. All of these things are symptoms of someone being a zombie. If the doctor looks at you and sees that you look dead, sees that you have really bad breath worse than a homeless dinosaur's armpit, and let's face it, that's pretty smelly. And then, if the doctor tries to take your pulse to check that your heart is beating normally and finds that you haven't got a pulse, and then the doctor sees that your eyes are staring, dead eyes, and you're looking at the doctor as though you want to eat them, then the doctor will conclude, will decide, because you have all of these symptoms, all of these things which indicate that you probably are a zombie. All of these things which show that it's likely that you are suffering from zombieism. These symptoms will tell the doctor that you probably, most likely, are a zombie. So, those are the symptoms for zombieism. If you have measles, a disease that most people get when they're children, then the symptoms you have will include a fever. Your body will be hotter than usual. Your body is trying to fight the disease, and so it's working very hard. And as a result, your body temperature will rise. You will feel hotter. You've got a fever. Another symptom is a red rash, lots of little red spots all over your body. These are two symptoms of measles. And we're done. Yes, we're done for the day. Our last lesson of this mini revision is over. And now all that's left for us to do is for me to bid you all farewell before I rush off home to get ready for tonight. So, have a great weekend and have a magic time tonight. Remember to get into the shower after you've had a coffee. Remember to scrub your body so that you don't smell like a homeless dinosaur's armpit. And remember to have a cocktail when you get out of the shower, of course. I'll see you on Monday, but until then, enjoy yourselves. Have as much fun as you can handle. Have fun, and have fun. And if you have a few moments to spare, check out the website. You know the one with all the letters. 2 Ks. No, hang on, there are 3 Ks, aren't there? 3 Ks, a couple of M's and a load of other letters too. www.mediaclick.hu. See you later. Bye!